Hello, Internet. Um, so I was thinking about my previous video, and I don't think I did a very good job of explaining the connection between my attitude towards my cancer and bravery. So I wanted to take an opportunity to do that. The woman I was talking to, what she meant when she said that I was brave because of how I approached the idea of me having cancer is because I'm not special. I'm not more important. And I realize that. And yet I'm doing it anyway. I'm fighting my cancer anyway. I'm stepping up to the plate, even knowing that I don't have anything more or less than anybody else who's going through this. I'm reminded of the scene out of the movie 300, in which, if you haven't seen the movie, definitely see that movie. It's a good movie. Leonidas, king of the Spartans, is leading his meager 300 Spartan warriors into battle against Xerxes and his hundreds of thousands strong army that is invading. And they come across, they are met by, on the road, uh, a band of some 6,000 Greeks, also on their way to face Xerxes' army. And at first the Greeks are upset that the Spartans have only brought 300 warriors. And so Leonidas starts pointing out Greeks and says, "You, what's your profession?" "Oh, I'm a potter." "Okay." "You, what's your profession?" "I'm a blacksmith." "Okay." "What's your profession?" "I'm a baker," something like that. And then he turns and to his 300 soldiers and says, "Spartans, what's your profession?" And they do the equivalent of "oorah" or whatever. And Leonidas turns back and says to the leader of the Greeks, in what I think is kind of a douchebag way, he says, "So you see, I brought more soldiers than you did." And that's true, but what sticks out in my mind is the Greeks brought braver men. My logic goes like this. Spartans live for war. At least in the movie they do. Historically, it takes all kinds. But Spartan soldiers in particular, it's what they train for their entire lives. It's everything that they know. From sunup to sundown, from the day they're born to the day they die. They live for it. They eat, sleep, and breathe it. Meanwhile, the potter makes pots. He gets up in the morning, he works wet clay, shapes it into a pot, glazes it, fires it, paints it, sells it. That's all he knows. He knows pots. And then the day comes when word of war reaches both Spartan and potter. The Spartan gleefully straps on sword and shield and marches into battle, eager for the kill. And the potter, he knows nothing of war. He has absolutely no idea what he's doing. He is scared shitless, and he goes anyway. He picks up his sword and shield, and he leaves his home to defend it, knowing with almost 100% certainty that he will never see it again. It is the single most bravest moment of his life. For the Spartan, it was Tuesday. I'm reminded of another scene out of an old sitcom called Third Rock from the Sun. Very funny. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. In which two of the main characters, Dick and Harry, are hiding from what they believe is an intruder in their home, and they are hiding in the closet. And Dick confesses to Harry that he is terrified. and he wants to be brave, but he can't, he's too scared. To which Harry responds, "Ah, but to be brave one must first learn to be afraid. For it is in overcoming our fears that we find true courage, not in its absence." And then, of course, the joke is that Dick says, that's beautiful, where did you hear that? And Harry says, "Billy the Blue Power Ranger." Which actually isn't true, that line was never said in Power Rangers. But that, I think, is the crux of the matter. You can't be brave if you're not afraid. What I'm going through is terrifying. I'm scared. I'm very scared. I'm confident that I will survive it, but it's a long, hard road. And I've only just begun, and there's so much more ahead of me, and I don't know what it's going to do to me. And I don't know how bad things are going to get before they get better, and I'm scared. But I'm doing it anyway. And I think that's what makes me brave. And I'm not humble bragging. I don't think that I'm braver than anybody else. I don't think that I'm handling this any better than anybody that's going through the same thing right now. I don't know what other people are going through. Maybe they have it worse than me. Maybe they have it better. I don't know. But she called me brave because of that. And I think it's true. I think that if anybody is going through something hard like this, and they know their limitations, they're aware of how hard it's going to be, but they do it anyway, that's bravery. And at this point, I'll take what I can get. Until next time.